What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew Mencher, and this is the Wisdom in Sound Show. If this happens to be your first time with us, thank you for showing up. The purpose of the show is to bring you some information that can help jumpstart you on your career or your journey in music or as a creative individual. If you've already started your journey, then hopefully this podcast will keep you in the game and motivated. I'm always looking for music submissions, so if you have them, definitely send them my way. My email address is andrew@wisdominsound.com. So if you have something of quality and from the heart, I would love to hear it. Also, I'd love to hear your feedback on the show. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's indifferent, it doesn't matter. Please, I want to make this the best show that I can. I'm trying to build an amazing community of positive people and great musicians. So hopefully you find the value in what I'm bringing to you. If you do, please give me a 5-star rate and review on iTunes. I know I ask this like every episode, but I don't do this for money at all. This is purely for my passion and to inspire you. Otherwise, if you can subscribe to this and share this with your friends and family, I would be most grateful. Let me know if you do. I will give you a shout out on the show and return the favor in any way that I can. On today's show, I have a very special guest. She goes by the name of Hirie. She grew up in Hawaii playing the ukulele and singing with her friends and family, and she's just an amazing person, and I'm honored to have her on the show. So, Hirie, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going? It's going good.
Good. What have you been up to lately?
I've been doing a lot of songwriting. We've had some much needed time off the road, so the band and I have been meeting and doing some creative ideas. Also coming up with a new set for our tour coming up here in the summer with Revolution and Nako and Kali. So we've been working on a new set and then also working on new music.
Right. So you guys are just full steam ahead. No stopping now.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying hard.
Totally. So can you give us a little background for some new fans that might be listening?
For sure. I'm from Hawaii and I live in San Diego now, and I've been pursuing music with my band Hirie for 4 years. And we've been touring a lot and putting out some new music. We have a fairly new album out called Wandering Soul. And we've been on the road and hitting all the festivals and trying to stay really active in the reggae scene and just loving life.
That's amazing. Were you born in Hawaii?
I wasn't born in Hawaii. I was born in the Philippines, but
Okay.
we moved around as a family, and we ended up in Hawaii when I was about 9 years old, and so
Right.
I stayed there until I graduated high school, and at that point I moved and started traveling around. I still have all my friends out there, and my parents currently live in Hawaii, so kind of envious, but also happy to be on the mainland where it's a lot easier to get on the road and tour.
Yeah, totally. No, that's cool because I know there's a thriving reggae scene in Hawaii and a lot of people there doing their thing.
Yeah.
What got you started in reggae music?
Well, I love to sing since, I was little. It definitely was my passion growing up.
Yeah.
And then, when I moved to Hawaii, you learn how to play like the ukulele at a young age. So I learned how to play the ukulele in 7th grade, and that's around the same time I started writing poetry and kind of transformed my poems into songs and started writing music, from maybe 8th and 9th grade. So it's always kind of been something that I love to do, and I'm just happy to be able to watch it become something that I can also do as a career.
Very cool. So you said you linked with your current band like 4 years ago. How did you guys link up in the first place?
The band and I, we found ourselves in funny ways, but like the first member I had, Chris, he plays the sax. I found him on Bandmix.
Okay.
And Andrew, my trombone player, I met at a session for the recording of my first album. And then at that point, the producer I was with was affiliated with Tribal Seeds, so he proposed the idea to Tribal Seeds if they would take me on my first tour. So at that point, I actually put the band together for the purpose of touring. I think that when I was recording my music, I didn't realize I would be going on tour as fast as it was already happening. So when I was recording my I thought it was going to be a demo, but it turned into a full length album. But when I was recording that, I didn't have a band together yet, so everything kind of moved quickly from that point.
Wow. So being in San Diego and being in that scene allowed you to link up with all these other bands and the current members of your band.
Yeah, yeah, and we all live in San Diego or in LA, so it's not too far of a stretch. And San Diego has such a mecca for live music and for bands and band making. So I feel really lucky to be surrounded by a lot of great musicians, a lot of great venues and promoters, and just like an all around eclectic scene. So you can be integrated, and you can find people fairly easily in the music scene, whatever genre you're aspiring to get into.
Yeah, for sure. Like I was living in San Diego for the last 12 years and then just kind of took a little hiatus and it's just not the same, man. Just cannot find a scene like San Diego anywhere else.
Yeah.
I think SoCal reggae in general, it's almost like its own genre.
Yeah.
So I know you have a family. How do you balance your music career with your family life?
I bring them on tour.
I was going to say, so is it your husband, Jamie?
Yes.
Okay, so he's the manager as well, is that correct?
Yeah, he's my tour manager, and then I have my daughter as well, and she's 5, and we're currently homeschooling her, so she's on the road with us now. And then she did her first tour. It was 2 months long, and it was a blackout tour at that. Oh no, it was the one before the blackout tour. I believe it was a fall tour. And she was on the road for that for 2 months long, and she did great. She killed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you find it difficult at all managing?
Probably just trying to be a wife and yeah, a good mother, and making sure that I'm balancing that as well as making time for fans, social media, and the live shows and the meet and greets and all the post commotion. And at the same time, you're also trying to bond with the other bands and trying to be cool and trying to be, outgoing. So there's definitely a huge balance, and you have to learn, maybe drinking isn't right, in certain situations, don't get too faded, and you can accomplish more. You learn a lot on the road. The cool thing is having my family obviously balances me out a lot better than when I'm out there raging by myself. She puts me in check.
Yeah, totally. That's pretty awesome though that you're able to manage all these things, and you have fans, you have obviously interviews. Are you able to reach out to all of your fans through social media and things like that?
Yeah, I do, and sometimes I get a little sparse, and I have a little bit of a harder time turning over messages and DMs, but I try and sift through, and the ones that are kind of important, heartfelt, kind of something that's more like they're seeking that emotional connection. I always try and reach out as soon as I can, and then there's some other ones I take my time, and then I go back and I try and respond to everything. I'm definitely getting to the point now where I'm like overwhelmed with, different things. So like I kind of have to learn where my priorities are and how to balance it and how to be okay with, saying no. I need a Saturday, I need a weekend to every now and then having a moment and just allowing myself to not be kind of like drowning in all the madness. So I'm definitely learning about balance and but also making time for everyone and making everybody feel as important as they are to me. So
That's really great though. I mean, I know you're pretty healthy, so are you able to maintain that healthy lifestyle on the road as well?
I try my best. I feel like I'm kind of lucky. I have a good metabolism, so every tour is different. If we're in the South, sometimes we kind of mess things up and we eat a lot of Waffle House, and all of us will come back from tour and we'll all have gained like 10 pounds, and we're just like, oops. And then sometimes we're a lot better. We'll be at the grocery stores buying food, I'll bring a rice cooker and we'll make soup, or we'll make food on the road, and so every tour it kind of depends. When I'm off the road, I try and catch up and take care of my body, and do some running at the gym or stair climbers, and just try and stay in shape and focused, because it definitely helps my productivity.
No, it's a physical demanding job essentially that you're doing.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you're up late every night, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How did you link with your current management company? Because I know it's a co-op, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more how that works and what role they played in your career?
Basically, I had essentially fundraised most of the money I needed for my album, and then they kind of came in and they helped me kind of tie up the loose ends. They helped me record my music videos, and they kind of provided like a interest-free loan, which is unheard of in our industry.
Right.
So they basically, they handed us a lot of help, and we were able to finish everything up. And yeah, so we're really grateful for that, and they just kind of helped, with finding publicity and stuff like that. Luckily, I feel like my management team that I've been working with for 4 years, this whole time, Red Eye Media, we have a good strong foundation. So it was really nice to have Root Fire Cooperative come in and sort of guide us as we were, working hard towards what we needed to do for the release.
Right, absolutely. You set it up a crowdfund for that record, is that right?
Yeah, I did. I did a crowdfunding through Kickstarter.
Okay. How did that go?
Oh, it was a successful campaign. Feel really, really, really lucky to have had some really strong believers, and to have people that were willing to see our dream through before like we had anything to physically hand them, because that's kind of the bargain, right? It's you're kind of, you're hoping that your artist does something really good, and you're backing their project, and you're believing in the dream of what can be. And then the I think the best part about it is delivering a product, and hopefully having something that they really like and feel they're a part of, because essentially, they funded the making of Wandering Soul, and that album would not have happened at all, and it would not have sounded as great as it did if it wasn't for our fans who supported us and fronted us the money to be able to work with the producers of our dreams, and the session musicians that we used, and just totally giving us that A package that we really wanted to showcase our music.
Right, yeah. No, I think it's obviously the new way of doing things with the crowdfunding, and it's cool because the fans really feel a part of it too.
Yeah, it's a great way to connect for sure.
Right on. I was just talking to Pato, and he does like circles after his concerts. Do you have anything like that with your fans after your concerts?
No, I've never actually done anything like that, but that sounds cool. I've seen like Nako do it on stage, and it's always awesome. With the band, we've started kind of doing breathing circles, and we get together, we join up, and we take 2 deep breaths, and then we sound out 2 ohms, and then we kind of just have like a small pep talk, and we clap, and then we hit the stage. But even just working towards that direction is nice, and just kind of unifying before hitting the stage, and realizing, no matter how hectic the day has been and how little sleep you've gotten or anything like that, that you're all in it together, and you're there for a purpose. So it's kind of in that same vibe of doing it with the audience. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, totally. How connected do you feel with the crowds as you're performing for them?
Oh, I always feel connected, and I care a lot about what they think. And so, it's a good and bad thing, because you don't want to get in your own head and come up with your own, always, is this person feeling it? And, maybe they're not, because, they're not looking at me, but you just can't, you can't really go there. But I definitely feel connected when I'm singing to fans, and when they're kind of vibing off of me. It definitely makes me feel good, and it makes me really emotional, and heightens my delivery.
I know it. When you feed off that crowd, and you could work with them almost,
Yeah.
Do you find increasingly over the last couple months or so, more fans approach you and want to get autographs and things like this?
Yeah, I'm definitely stoked that people want to get to know me better. And I've always, been the type to go out to the crowds after the shows and meet everybody. And, whether it's at my show or whether I'm supporting a different artist, the band and I are super friendly. So we always find ourselves out there meeting people. And that's kind of the fun part of post shows, it's just getting to know the people that are there watching you, and kind of being blown away by the different types of people you meet, and how awesome it is that reggae affects all these people directly.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to play a song from the new album. This is the title track, Wandering Soul. Super rootsy, super dubby, and just a nice track, and I hope you enjoy.
Your heart in a straight line, no questioning. I take this love blind. I've been searching for something I can't begin to imagine. If you could show me what's behind those eyes, I think I'd find the light. I am a wandering soul. I am a wandering soul, drifting through this dark. Don't you know I am a wandering soul. I am a wandering soul. I am a wandering soul, drifting through this dark. Don't you know I am a wandering soul. I am a wandering soul. I am a wandering soul, drifting through this dark. Don't you know I am a
I think it's something about the SoCal reggae sound that's just contagious that people love.
Yeah, the reggae, here in the South it's really, making a name for itself, and just kind of just growing and expanding and providing a lot of awesome, diverse music.
For sure. Well, what are some things that you're looking forward to this year?
Definitely looking forward to playing at Bottle Rock.
Yep.
Oh man, we're gonna be hitting Red Rocks. I'm really excited about that. So it's gonna be Trevor Hall, and Michael Franti, and us as well.
Oh, what? Okay. You know what? I just moved to Colorado and I've never been to Red Rocks.
Oh, you need to go. So yeah, there's that Red Rock show, and then we have one more that's unannounced that's coming up, and
Okay.
we'll be there twice, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. And then do you have another tour planned?
Yeah, we have our just the summer tour that's coming up.
Cool. And that's on the website?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Speaking of which, where can people reach out to you and get in contact?
So I'm on Instagram. It's Hirie Music, Hirie Music, and then you can also reach out on Facebook, and then you can stream us. We're on Spotify and Pandora and all that good stuff. If you like what you hear and you want to support us, you can always pick up our new album, Wandering Soul, on iTunes. Most importantly, catch a live show, because I think that's where all the magic is, and that's where the personal interaction happens. So if you keep up with my Instagram, I tend to post, like on my Instagram story or something, like meet me side stage at this time, and I try and meet everybody and create that relationship, because especially with the festivals, you tend to see the same people over and over again, and it's kind of nice to grow.
Yep, I agree 100%. On this record, what's your favorite tune?
Probably Wandering Soul.
Right? Okay, cool.
Wandering Soul and Good Vibes, just because those two songs were the like base. I based my album off of those. I wanted something that was kind of like Enya meets like Paramore meets, and Nora Jones, and all of my favorite female singers, and just kind of creating like a sultry album. And those two songs, I feel like they embody the vibe that I wanted. So those are the ones I can listen to and kind of detach myself and not think about that it's me singing and that it's just a great song, and I can sit down and relax to it, if I ever listen to it.
Yeah, totally. That's so cool. So I don't know. I just assumed that you listen to a lot of reggae. You probably do, but it's obvious that you're influenced by a lot of non-reggae singers.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I love all genres of music, and, whether it's me or my band members, we all come from really eclectic musical backgrounds, and we're not stuck to one feeling or one groove, and that's why we're kind of always schizophrenic on stage. Like 1 minute we're like ska, and the next minute we're doing like a lovers rock, or then we go into some funk, or we go into some metal or rock, or we can't sit still in the same sense. Like we can't just play one style of music, because we're so diverse inside, and we love so many different styles of music. So that's a nice thing about something as universal as reggae. You can really incorporate different styles into it and it be accepted, which is really comforting, because it allows you to be very expressive as an artist.
So with that, are you spontaneous on stage, or do you really stick with the set list?
Oh, we have a set list, and that helps me. I mean, I like to have order on stage, but
Yeah.
I definitely, I try and break away from the norm, whether it's the way I'm singing something, a melody, or, we have drum and bass sections and dub sections where we just we change it up every night. And so.
Do you call the shots when you want a dub section or when you want a rhythm section or something?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Do you have plans for another album?
I'm more so working on singles at the moment. I think
Okay.
I want to kind of test boundaries and kind of just play with some ideas. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just songwriting and really trying to get out some creative ideas, and put out a couple of singles, hopefully, and take it from there. Probably definitely start saving for the next album, and I'm writing just a whole bunch of music, so hopefully, there's a lot of inspiration there that we can put together for the next record.
So these singles now, are you in the studio or going to studios to record them, or do you have rhythms already recorded?
Yeah, I have one of them recorded, and I'm currently working on securing a feature. Fingers crossed.
Right.
And the other one is just up in the air. I'm just writing a bunch, but I know I want to put at least 2 singles out, before the year is done.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Do you voice other people's rhythms?
Yeah, definitely. I always accept, rhythms and I listen to them, when I have time. And
Very cool.
yeah.
Have you been on other records lately?
I mean, I featured on the Expendables. They put out a new song called "I Won't Give Up." Um,
Cool.
yeah, that was my latest feature, and kind of laying low right now, just trying to write my music, and yeah.
Right. Do you do other things like backing vocals for other artists, or you mainly want to be featured?
If I'm asked to for a, a recording session situation, I'm always open. As musicians, we put on many suits, many hats, and many noses, and just go out there and make ourselves valuable, and make rent happen, because as a musician, we're all just trying to get by day by day, and we invest a lot into our into Hirie, so we're still at the stage where we're having to find work on the side just to make ends meet, as most musicians. So
Right. Yeah, that's the truth. I do this podcast for my passion. I don't get paid or anything for it.
exactly.
I spend a lot of time editing and it takes a lot of time, but I don't know, man. It's all about that passion and just creating that art. And we just got to keep going forward every day.
Definitely, definitely.
Yep. Do you feel your music to be a vehicle to enlighten folks and raise issues, maybe not on a steep level, but just to raise some new issues and to have that?
I feel like, in reggae music, you can pose a lot of questions, and that's kind of where I come from, because, I'm not formally educated in, things like politics. And, as a child, I didn't really pay attention. And as an adult, I'm just more so disappointed. So it's hard to find non-biased, information out there. So I definitely don't like to impose my beliefs, but I do like to ask questions, and I do like to at least put the idea in somebody's head, like, you know, do you feel like things are going good? Like, are you really into what's happening? Like, is a easier question to ask than to be like, I hate the government, or I hate this, or I hate that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep, that's good. I just asked that because, obviously we all want to live the life of our dreams, but while we're chasing that, we just have to enjoy what we have and keep creating that art no matter what.
Exactly.
How successful do you feel and do you feel like you have a long way to go? Is it always an evolving journey?
Yeah. So, for me, like, I'm super grateful for where I'm at and for all the people who've helped us get to where we are. But I don't feel successful yet. Like, I feel like it takes a lot more than what I have, and it takes a lot more time to get where I feel like, we need to be. So I'm hustling and grinding. I definitely count my blessings, and I'm very grateful for where I'm at. But you definitely always have room to improve and to challenge yourself and to question yourself and reevaluate your motives or reevaluate your priorities, and really keep striving, because, for me, the goal is just, to be able to provide for the band, and to be able to live, in a more comfortable situation, and deliver amazing music and deliver a great live show and be able to travel the world. These are just kind of the things on the top of my head. But
Yep.
hopes and dreams, but I'm not there yet. So, soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, and you know, you get there slowly. It'd be nice the day that I get to pay my own phone bill, like with my own paycheck, kind of thing. So that's goals in itself.
That's amazing because I think people maybe see more than meets the eye, if you will, because you're on tour, you have a beautiful website, a beautiful record, but at the same time, it's not all the glitz and glamour that it might appear to be.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of money involved, but a lot of it is just, you just see it come and you see it go, and you never put it in your own pocket, because, as a starting business, you don't pay yourself out. You kind of just reinvest, and so if we get paid really well for a festival, well, all that money is going to go towards maintaining our 1995 beat up, like, shuttle bus that, like, the bunks are about to fall, like, and collapse on top of each other, which is totally gonna good for somebody in the bottom bunk. But we have issues, and unfortunately that bus crapped out, so now we're gonna have to look into buying a new one. So there's always something, and you don't we're not at that stage where people, think we are, and maybe it looks a little more glamorous on social media, and that's kind of the scary thing about social media is it's easy to just kind of mask certain things.
Yep.
But we're definitely hustling, and we're better than we were last year, and in the grand scheme of things, anyone who's listening is doing better than most people in the world, suffering and kind of dealing with a lot worse than we are. So there's definitely no complaints.
Wow, give thanks for that, for sure. Well, you're very humble, and I appreciate that. I mean, your talent speaks for itself, and I wish you the best, for sure.
Thank you. I wish you the best as well, and I'm really glad this worked out.
Yeah, no, give thanks, I know it's been like back and forth, but it's all good. So is there any last words that you could give to aspiring artists?
For inspiring artists, yeah, just, really believe in what you do, and don't compare yourself to anybody else, because that's kind of, it's poison in itself. And definitely, follow your passion and your heart and trust your instincts and work. Work.
Yep, hard work.
Yeah, hard work.
Indeed. Well, give thanks, Hirie.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You guys, don't tell me you're not blown away by what you just heard. I mean, it's amazing because she has firsthand experience being on the tour, having an album, dealing with the band members, having her family on the road with her, and managing her fans, social media outlets, and all the rest. It's just humbling to know what it takes to really make an impact in this industry. So if you found some value in what you've heard today, please let me know. You can reach out at andrew@wisdominsound.com. I would love to hear from you, of course. If you can give me a 5-star rate and review on iTunes, I would be so grateful. And of course, I will return the favor in any way that I can. If you can also subscribe and share this with your friends and family, I would be stoked. Otherwise, I really appreciate you being here. I can't say that enough. It is really my pleasure to be bringing you these works and to be interviewing these great artists. So yeah, I'll just keep them coming every Thursday. That's the schedule. Once again, my name is Andrew Mencher, and this is Wisdom in Sound.